Sorry about this, folks. I forgot about this since it's starting to get a little bit late and I'm running out of a little bit of gas here. Uh, I failed to mention that you can actually take the control rig stuff. So we saw that we have our little sitting animation. We can actually go ahead and take this and convert this to an actual animation sequence. So we can bake this out as an animation sequence. Bake an animation sequence for the skeletal mesh. No, it will create it based on the sequencer display range and the display frame rate. Or we can create a linked animation sequence. Create animation sequence for the skeletal mesh and have this track own that animation sequence. No, it will create it based upon the sequencer display. You've read that before. So let's go ahead and bake a sequence, and we'll go ahead and put this somewhere else. We'll put this in our animations folder here. Hit OK. Cool. Export it. We'll give it a chance to bake. Let's see if it actually baked it out for us. And there we go. Now we have an animation montage. Or rather, now we have a traditional sequence. See? How slick is that, right? And finally, once we actually have our animation that's baked out into an animation sequence, you can right-click, create. And for example, if it was a simple animation that was triggerable and not necessarily movement, like sitting would be, we could probably create an animation montage. And now we have this available as an animation sequence and as an animation montage. And again, one final reminder. An animation sequence is designed, this is a montage, so this could be fired off. You can see that there's other notifiers that exist up here. You can see montage, we can see how many slots, how many notifies it makes. An animation sequence, which this is supposed to be used in conjunction predominantly with movement. You can blend a lot of animation sequences together because they're supposed to run as just pure animations. Animation montages are typically used when you want to add like some kind of animation to blend something else, right? So what you can do with an animation montage is blend the montage into the animation state machine, which allows you to, on button press or like on an impact or something, or on some kind of animation, be able to play this montage. Very similar to one of the montages I remember the most of is in, say, for example, Resident Evil 4, when Leon approaches a chair and sits on it and then crosses his feet and then like puts his finger on his chin and like looks at the camera. That's a montage because it's not driven really. You don't have to drive it, just moves the camera. And then you can watch the animation montage. The sequence, however, sequences are used to blend into each other to create the behavior of movement. So depending on your animation and what you are using and what you're doing, you could use montages or not, but in a lot of cases, you want to be able to use sequences to blend animations together and montages to blend into sequences to create other kinds of animation.